Alan Estrin, thank you so much for tuning in. We are so curious to know how Dennis is doing. We know that there's been some interesting changes in his recovery, and we'd love to get an update from you.
The update is one of those classic three steps forward, two steps back situations. Dennis was moving forward, had definite plans to return to the radio, and was home, recovering at home, which is all part of the plan. And then while at home, he had an incident that turned into a bigger incident, which I can translate into simply describing that he caught pneumonia. Now, since his part of his circumstance has so much to do with his lung capacity, something like pneumonia is a serious complication. So he had to go to the hospital for them to treat the pneumonia. And that was a serious step backwards. And that led to a decision to not return home. It was advisable. The doctors believed that returning home would not be a good plan, that he needed some more intensive care, let's say. And so rather than returning home, he is now moved to a new hospital. But this is a hospital that is world famous and specifically designed to deal with the issues that Dennis has to deal with.
I know
And
that many of us have been advocating to try to get him into this incredible facility. So there's something very positive about the fact that he is actually finally there at a place that is both able to take care of his spinal cord injury as well as his breathing. As of now, does he still have pneumonia or has he recovered from the pneumonia yet?
the pneumonia has cleared up. So
Right.
that's a definitely a step in the right direction. And now this hospital, and I'm here at this hospital with him and his wife Sue, is moving very quickly to get him into a program to get him back to the place he was, but more than that, to move him forward again on his journey toward a recovery. And
And he's
based
been in
on,
this And he's been in this hospital for about 2 days now. I mean, what are things that you're seeing that they're doing with him that impress you that we haven't been able to see, let's say, in previous facilities that make us more optimistic that he's in good hands?
well, I'll first say that the staff is very positive. They're obviously extremely competent, good at what they do, and they are treating his situation not as something to be worried about, but as something as a challenge for them that they're completely up to. Specifically to your question about what are they doing that might be a little bit different than other facilities, it's a little hard to say at this point because he's only been here for 2 days. But I can tell you that this morning they did some very aggressive work to get him out of his hospital bed and into a wheelchair, which has been something that has been an issue for him. But they just did it. I witnessed it, and it was something to see. And it's just an indication, I think, that there's going to be a level of action toward recovery that maybe we haven't seen before. That is definitely the plan and definitely the hope.
So this morning was the first time Dennis was actually moved into a wheelchair. This is, pretty aggressive. It's great to hear that. And how is Dennis? How is Dennis aware that he's in a new facility? How is he reacting to the people around him, the people that are treating him?
He's been very good, but uh, he's still because of all the medication that he had to be taking for the specifically for the pneumonia, but then the transport from Los Angeles to this facility, he's kind of coming out of it, so he's not fully his ebullient self yet. He's kind of I would say the best description would be a grimly determined, which I'm happy to see. But over the next few days, I think will, by all indications, he's much more with it today, for instance, than he was yesterday, and certainly when he arrived at the facility.
And Alan, what is something that those of us who love Dennis so much, what can we do? I know the family has asked for prayers. Are people still reading the letters that are sent to him? Is he enjoying and appreciating those letters? What else can we do to support him and his family during his recovery?
Well, I think you just described one thing. I mean, he really gets a big charge out of cards and letters when people, as it were, testify to what he has meant to them and how anxious they are to hear him again and how anxious they want him to recover and to focus, which I think is right, focus first on recovery, as if they're saying, look, we want to hear you soon, but we can wait as long as you're getting better. So he loves the cards, and people can keep those coming. And he does, like all any person of faith, he the idea that people are praying for him means a lot to him. And no one should ever think that their prayers are not heard or are in any way not appreciated. They are deeply. Now, the one thing I can say in addition, and I'm sure everybody understands this, it's just simply impossible to respond to the cards. He would love to do it, and it's almost funny. He'll say to me, keep the envelope, keep the envelope. I really want to respond to these people, and God willing, maybe he will. As a practical person, I'm always thinking, come on, there's this enormous stack of cards. You're not going to be able to respond, and I don't think these people really. That's not why they sent the card. So, but I'm only describing that because he's feeling it. He that's just how much he appreciates it.
Last time I spent the day with Dennis, he reminded me how lucky he is to be surrounded by so many people that love him, his friends, his family, and flying out there to be with him and support him during these very important days. And I'm sure that means a lot to him. And so thank you, Alan, for taking care of our beloved Dennis Prager. And please extend our gratitude to the family and our prayers for everybody. And with that said, thank you for your transparency and openness. Dennis has always been so open about everything in his life. It's why we feel so close to him, and we'll continue to pray for him. So God bless you and thank you.
Thank you, Marissa.